Good day students. In this video lecture we will see the frequent item set generation in the a priori algorithm. So before going into the specifics of a priori algorithm, let us see the how frequent item set generation works in a priori algorithm with the help of example. Later we will go into the pseudocode of a priori algorithm. So consider this particular table over here uh, where we have taken the candidate 1 item sets, 2 item sets, 3 item sets, means how the process goes in the a priori algorithm we are going to see you with the help of this table. Suppose if we assume the minimum support count is equal to 3 for our example, let us begin with the candidate item set 1 or candidate 1 item sets. We are having beer, bread, cola, diapers, milk. So respective support counts is listed over here. So what we can do means all the items which are having the support count less than this 3 can be eliminated when it is used for the item set generation for the second item set. Why we can do like that? Because we already know from the a priori principle that uh, if a particular item set is frequent, then its subset must also be frequent, which should support the minimum count. But here it is not satisfying the minimum count, so we can remove that. So if we remove cola and X from remaining 4 items, we should be able to generate the candidate 2 item sets. So these are the 6 candidate 2 item sets generated from those 4 items. Again you can compute the support count for this. So you can see over here only 4 are satisfying our condition of the minimum support count, 2 are not satisfying, so you remove it. Then what do you do? Out of these 4 you take it as a base for generating the candidate 3 item sets. You know that out of these 4 we have to generate the 3 candidate item set, which will result in bread, diapers, milk. So finally we are left with this. Suppose if you would have tried this same thing with the brute force strategy, then much more item sets much more item sets would have been generated. Let us see that the effectiveness of the a priori pruning strategy. Suppose if we had used the brute force strategy for this particular case, then you would have got totally the 41 item sets generated for the search 3 till 3 candidate item set. What is the reason for that? The reason is out of 6 you are having the one 6C1. Here out of 6 items you are going to select the 2 items, that is 6C2 plus 6C3. If you do the summation of all these things, you will be getting the 41 item sets. The same thing if you are going to do with the a priori principle, this number will decrease. The reason is first 6 items you are going to have, you are going to consider all the 6 items and you are going to remove the infrequent item set. In here if you take cola and egg, so only 4 items will come to the next stage. So out of 4 you have to select only 2, that is 4C2. In this stage you are going to have only the 4 items. So when it goes to the next that is the 3 candidate item set stage, we are going to have only the 1 item set, that is the bread, diaper, milk, with the bread, diaper, milk count 3. So we are going to get the 13 as the answer for the number of candidate set item generated. There is a totally 68% reduction in the number of candidate item sets generated in a priori principle compared to the brute force strategy. So definitely the a priori principle is going to save lot of exploration of the candidate sets. So let us see the pseudocode for frequent item set generation of the a priori algorithm. Later we will go to the specific steps of that. So the pseudocode goes like this. First you initialize the k value is equal to 1. Then the algorithm makes a single pass over the entire data set to generate all frequent one item sets. As you know, we have done for beer, bread, cola, diapers, milk, eggs. In the same way, it will go through the entire items at once and check which satisfies this criteria, whether it is greater than or equal to minimum support. In the earlier example, we have considered the minimum support count as 3. So the items which does not satisfy this will be eliminated, others will be retained in the F1, that is Fk is equal to I belonging to I, and support should be greater than or equal to minimum support. So one pass is made over here. Then what it will do means it will increment k is equal to k plus 1. Then it will use the a priori gen function to generate the candidate item sets. So we will see in detail how the candidate item sets are generated. There are various approaches for doing that, like fk minus 1 into f1 strategy, fk minus 1 into fk minus 1 strategy, brute force strategy. All these various strategies are there for generating the candidate item sets. You don't worry much about generation over here. So you just understand that this a priori hyphen gen will generate the candidate item sets which will be assigned to ck. Then for each transaction small t belonging to capital D, do this iteration where we are going to find out all the subsets which is belonging to this T, identify all the candidates that belong to T. Then we will do the increment of the support count for each of these candidates that belong to T. So that will be done in this particular transaction. Once the support count calculation for the subsets which satisfy the transaction T in capital T is over, then we will extract all the frequent k item sets which satisfy our minimum support count criteria, and finally we will end this when our fk will have a empty set, means no other item set is remaining for the extraction. So this is how the frequent item set generation of the a priori algorithm is going to work. Uh, Basically you need to concentrate on three things over here, that is generation of the candidate item sets, then identifying all the candidates that belong to T, then incrementing the support count of that. Once you get the support count of that, then you have to eliminate the candidates that doesn't satisfy this minimum support count. So that is clearly illustrated in the earlier example. So if you go over here, we have seen over here, once we generate the candidate items, we do the support count calculation. For that we will see how to generate the support count as the uh, algorithm moves forward. Both generating the candidate set and counting the support count will be dealt in the future lectures. For time being, you understand that candidates are generated, support count is calculated, the candidate item sets which doesn't satisfy the minimum support count will be eliminated. Only those item sets which satisfied will be taken to the next stage. Again do the same thing over there. Till what time you have to repeat the procedure? until you get fk is equal to null, means your fk doesn't contain any more item set to be checked. Till that point you have to do this. So this brings us to the end of the lecture where we have seen regarding the a priori algorithm. In the next lecture we will be seeing regarding the candidate set generation or candidate item set generation, how exactly it is being done using the different strategies or approaches. Thank you.